I'm testing audio now. That's my issue. Okay, it looks like audio is finally working. So, I'm gonna keep these on with one ear in, so that way I can hear. Make sure when the audio goes kerfuffle, we know what's going on. So, I like this angle better than the one I streamed in the other day. Cause I so now we gotta wait for people to filter in again. So now I'm just talking to myself. Ooh. I don't know if you guys heard that one. That crunch, that crickety crunchity, chocolatey peanut buttery butterfinger in every bite. There's a bit of a delay on my end. There's like a 5 second delay, I think. Yeah, about 4 to 5 seconds. Ooh, we scream, baby. It's a screamer. Oh man, we'll get into it. I have some thoughts and feelings about Scream 7. I have some thoughts and our feelings, to say the least. When we get into it, of course, want to let everyone be able to filter in here. How we doing? I want you guys to. I'm gonna leave a. How do I put up a poll? I want to put up a poll. Can I do that? Oh, whoa! I got brighter lighting. Whoa, whoa! There's so many unique things you can do with this. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa, wowzers. I'm gonna go live chat. I don't know how to do a poll. Is there a way to do a poll? I don't know. I want to do a poll. I want to get you guys involved. Oh my gosh, that lighting is like way better than what I've done before. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. That is just nutty. Nutty buddies, if you will. Nutty butters. Nutty butters. Nutty, nutty, nutty. Nutty, nutty, nutty. Oi, oi, oi. Not me just dancing to the imaginary music in my head. I should probably put on some music. Make this a lot more fun. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on some music. I love the freaking the lighting. The lighting looks freaking great. Yeah, it looks freaking great, if you ask me. What we feeling today? What we feeling today? I don't know. I don't know what we're feeling today. My audio messed up, and so now I'm not gonna get the concurrent picos that, which I'm okay with. I don't. I don't really mind that. Just won't be able to talk to you guys for a second before we get into things. But, it is what it is. That's what we call white boy dancing. I'll see if my buddy ends up joining. He said he would. So, I don't know what happens right now if you look up Scream on YouTube. Well, I'm on the top results. So, that's crazy. I didn't even know I was on the top results. That is nutty butters, if you will. Nutty, nutty, nutty. Oi, oi, oi. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. There we go. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Not me directly sending messages to all my. I make a post? I'm like 98% sure I made a post about this. Trying to remember. What's up, buddy? How we doing? Oh no, I tried streaming earlier and my audio was messed up. I peaked at a concurrent like 33. So, so, it is what it is. I don't really care about, well, I do care about viewership, but I don't care like that. Dude, I forgot you're going to Comic-Con. I'm just joking. No, but uh next year I'll go. I wish you would have told me like before I left my other job because I could have saved the money for it. Like how my boss is texting me as talk about work. That was funny. I don't know why I'm doing the masquerade. So, but what'd you get? Like a t-shirt and a lanyard, or like what'd you get? That hasn't came in yet. Ah, okay. You're passing your ticket. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. You can also order t-shirts and lanyards and stuff on the website, which I found really funny. I didn't even know. I don't like, is it like a collector's thing at that point with the t-shirts and the lanyard? Yeah, they were like really expensive. Not gonna lie to you, I could probably get a white plain t-shirt and print off of print something for way cheaper than what they offer it for. You need a green one. Ah, okay. So you're going for 3 days. Are you doing anything cool while you're down there? Are you gonna meet any like celebrities? My throat. The tea went down the wrong hatch. I gotcha. Well, still, I hope you have fun. This year it's looking like it's gonna be a lot better than it has the last few years, at least. Who is Alex Hirsch? I have no idea who that is. Oh, okay. That's nice. I think I've only seen like 2 episodes of that show. Yeah, I think I've only ever seen like 2 episodes of that show. Best friend. Yeah, I sent you that. I sent you that. I literally sent you that last night. You can't say, "Oh, he's gonna be there," when I literally sent you that. By the way, I turned off my audio, or I went to my home screen on my Roku account. Yes, yes, I am a dumbass. We all know this. Uh, all right. We don't have as many movies to get through as we did last time. So, thankfully, we can take our sweet time with it. It felt like last time I was rushing to get through every single movie, but I don't know. I'm gonna throw out a question. What is your guys' go-to movie theater snack or like candy? I'm a bunch of crunch guy or cookie dough bites. It would not. Ooh, we talking like classic peanut or peanut butter? Because like there's like 3 different ones you can get at the movies. That's my question. That is my concurrent question. Ooh, caramel M&Ms. Those are classic, bro. So, all right. I think it's I think it's time we get into this. Yeah, I'm a pretzel M&M guy. I like the pretzel ones. I'm a pretzel M&M type of guy. So, uh, why do I look so disgusted with it? Ugh. I'm surprised I can just go, "Hello, Clarice. I ate his liver with a side of fava beans." Ay, ay, ay. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Guys? Oh no, that saves a highlight. Oops. I was still figuring out buttons. What is a retouch? What is a retouch? That that tells me chat, yeah. But what does a that clips stuff, that turns off lighting. So, alright. Forgot why we're here. I'm just messing with you. It's in the title and the thumbnail. I don't stream. Yeah, I would love to. But, wow, I'm number one on my own recommended board. That's crazy. So proud of myself. I'd like to thank my fellow Emmy Emmy nominee winners, if you will. So, all right. So, I'll go in for a collab. I think I can invite you. I think I can invite you if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna go different. I think there's a way I can invite you. Give me one moment. This is an awkward angle. I look like the Blair Witch Project. Do. Uh, no, that turns off my camera. I think I gotta put it in my own settings. I want to end the stream. Share with your audience. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. I don't really care. So. Oh yeah, I mean we do need to do. We need. I don't know. We've only seen like 3 movies together, and I usually do out of theater reaction videos. So if anything, what I would do is I would make you, because you don't like your thing on the internet. Like I would just put you in a face mask, make you like a faceless collabor. I think that'd be funnier in my opinion. And then we got to give you like a deep voice changer. Like Swagger Souls. We'll treat you like your Swagger Souls. I'll get this. No, that's copyrighted. We can't do copyright here. I am not trying to get sued by Paramount. I think Paramount owns the rights now for Jason. No, Paramount no longer has the rights to them. It's New Line. I don't want to get sued by New Line. Not the guys that made Lord of the Rings. All right. So, for most of you that don't know, Scream is my favorite horror franchise. Well, besides Saw, those two are like in between. In my personal opinion, there is no bad Scream movie. I think they're all very watchable, very digestible media in the world of horror. In fact, I think it's the only horror series I would consider to be consistent over its 7 film run at this point, and with the smashing success of this last one, which has made over 100 million so far for 4 days. Um, I think it's pretty safe to say we're probably gonna get an eighth one, but at this present moment, we only have 7 movies, and uh, we're gonna rank them. So leave your thoughts and opinions on the movie in the live stream. I will read them as we go. But without further ado, this is just my opinion, and you're entitled to your own. Coming in last place, this movie I just rewatched last night. I saw it on Friday. I think you know where I'm heading with this one. Unfortunately, in last place is the newest installment, Scream 7. Now, I want to start off by saying, leave all the drama and the BS aside, this was definitely not their original idea or with where they were originally going to head with this project. Um, on Friday, if you would have asked me on Friday, this would have been 2 spots higher than my next two. But yesterday on rewatch, I noticed so many issues that I just couldn't not put it in last place. Um, I think the story and the rewrites they came up with were solid. They were pretty great. The fact that they brought back Nev Campbell as Sidney Prescott, that was great. I like that. It has this kind of nostalgia feeling, I guess, if you will. I love that opening title card where it switches from the original font all the way to the updated font. I thought that was cool. The opening 15 minutes, the stuff that's plastered all over the trailers, which I wish I hadn't gone to the movies so much because I saw that stupid advert so many times. But yeah, the trailer, the like 15 minutes, the trailer shots, if you will, are pretty great. The return of the twins, the Meeks twins, are great. I love Mason Gooding, so anything he's in has got my pretty much wholehearted attention. My issue comes with the third act. I think that third act ruins a majority of my experience, and the killer reveals are not satisfying enough. I thought that they were, you know, pretty obvious with the limited cast we have here. The side characters feel like cannon fodder. You don't really care about them all that much. Maybe besides boyfriend guy. Boyfriend guy was nice. I actually like that actor. He was really nice in that. But yeah, that third act, even after my initial, watch of it all on Friday, I was like, I didn't like that third act. I thought that those were the worst ghost faces ever. And yeah, they are some of the worst ghost faces. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I want to keep this as spoiler free as possible for anyone that hasn't seen the movie yet. Um, but yeah, it's just the this wasn't their original plan, and it shows. Especially with that third act. Um, but yeah, I still like it. I still maintain there is no bad Scream movie, but this is by far my least favorite. And I saw the last 2 in theaters. I enjoyed those last 2 installments. So, to get those 2 installments and then watching this one, you get, like whiplash, man, like, Aye, guys, but yeah, Scream 7 is in number 7. Coming in number 6, this is was my least favorite Scream movie, and that would be Scream 2. I have always thought this movie was good, but definitely, like, some people think it's better than the original, it's not. Um, I think there's a lot of good elements that they decided to try and attempt, but they ultimately fail at what they're trying to accomplish. Wow, that is nice. But the story that they're trying to tell with, like, sequels, I think is very interesting. I like that we get the start of the Stab movies, the in meta universe joke movie about the original Scream. I think that's an amazing addition to this franchise, and Scream 5, I like how they talk about it in Scream 5. How we doing today? Um, but the opening uh like 10 minutes where they're at the movie theater, I really hate a lot of the kills in this movie. I think the kills are the worst part about this, and you're watching a slasher movie for, the kills. The guy that just weirdly sticks his door up to the ear and then Ghostface just stabs him. Um, the uh Nice and sunny. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm hoping you're staying safe out there. Um, but the uh the dance number sequence like halfway through the movie, and spoiler alert, that's the last time you see Mickey at all before he's revealed as Ghostface. And so I've always hated Mickey as a Ghostface reveal because I'm like, yeah, you were gone for like a majority of the movie. Like, of course you're the killer. I think Mrs. Loomis was actually a good Ghostface reveal, surprisingly. I like how that family's just crazy. Billy and her son. Um, you know, uh, try to remember most of this movie. It's a very forgetful Scream entry. Um, yeah, I've never liked it. Like, I enjoy it, don't get me wrong. Like I said, there is no bad Scream movie, but it's my least favorite. I like that we get a continuation of the Dewey and Gale arc. Dewey's by far my favorite character. I love Dewey. He is so funny. Um, but yeah, overall, I just, you could tell, especially back in 1997 when this came out, there was a bunch of leaks that were getting out. Wes Craven was getting upset, and you can tell. But yeah, just overall, I've never liked Scream 2. But at least it's fun to watch, and I wasn't bashing my head with the Ghostface reveals like I was with Scream 7. Um, I like Sydney in this one. I think she's the best that she is in any of these movies besides maybe the first one. Same thing goes with Scream 7 though. I loved uh Nev Campbell's performance in Scream 7 as well as with the daughter character Tatum. But yeah, but overall, the fact that they kill off Randy too, like that's when you knew this series wasn't playing around. And I love Randy, so I'm glad they brought him back somewhat in Scream 3, which we're about to get to because it's my next one. But yeah, spoiler alert for what I just said 5 seconds ago. But coming in at number 5 is Scream 3. I think Scream 3 takes the typical approach to trilogies, which is what this one commentates on, and that you're wrapping up the trilogy, you're going back to the original. You know, I like that. I like how we're trying to tie it all back in. So when you're watching the series, you could go one, two, three at the time. It's very enjoyable. I'm kind of glad, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this. I'm kind of glad that Sidney Prescott takes a step back from this one because she was the sole focus on the first two, even though it's supposed to be a trilogy wrap up, you know. I'm glad she takes a backseat to the Dewey and Gale storyline. The kills in this one are just ridiculous. The um the voice changer I've always hated, but like in 2000 you wouldn't have that type of technology. But nowadays you probably could have that type of technology with the voice mimicking and everything else. So, I've still thoroughly enjoyed Scream 3. I don't like Roman Bridger as Ghostface reveal. Not only that, I genuinely dislike that Sydney has a half brother. Why was she just now mentioned? Who knows? But there's a lot this one's like a wet, messy burrito. Like when you're done eating it, you feel disgusted, but at the same time you still enjoyed yourself. So, yeah, Scream 3 has always been um one of those movies I want to like more than I end up like when I'm rewatching it. I think it almost like because it came out the same year, but it almost feels like a parody of what Scream was. And Scary Movie came out the same year as Scream 3, so it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Um, but yeah, Scream 3 at number 5. Yeah, like if I'm bored, I'm gonna turn it on and I'm gonna have myself a good time. Like it did it again. It did it again. It crashed on me. Which I don't know why it's saying 17 minutes. It's what I get for streaming on my phone. That's what I get, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm making sure that like the stream still goes back and stuff because the last thing I want to do is when I go to upload when this uploads is for the corrosion files to corrupt. So I'll get you. Yeah. So all right, it looks like it's still working and stuff. So all right, where were we? I forgot where we were. Oh yeah, Scream 3, What Miss Burrito. Yeah, but is by far the one that I go like these bottom three are probably ones that I would probably least likely to go back and rewatch anytime soon. Like these next four, I rewatch all the time. So coming in at number 4 and kind of like with the 28 years later since meant I didn't mean for this one to be number 4, but that's just where it ended up, and that is Scream 4. um I've I will start off with my negatives on this one. I've always hated how this movie looks. It looks like someone just smeared Vaseline onto the camera. It always looked like someone just smeared Vaseline all over the camera. It's very, very ugly to look at. Um, I'm glad this is the last movie that the legendary Wes Craven directed before his passing in 2015. Um, I always like the Dewey. I don't know. I've tried looking into it. I really dislike. Uh, I don't dislike many of the side characters. Maybe boyfriend guy. Boyfriend guy was kind of stupid. I'm kind of he got what he deserved in the end. Oh my gosh, he had the most brutal ending to any victim in these movies. Um, but the uh, I'm glad that Sydney's doing well. She read herself a book, which kind of ties back into what Scream 7, one of the motivations for the ghost faces, they talk about the book. You know, the yeah, who knows? They did shoot it in Michigan, but I don't know because Michigan doesn't seem like the type of thing to have a lot of, dust in the air. But the I'm kind of glad that when Cynthia's on this book tour, she can't leave because her rental car is a crime scene. I think that's a good way to have Sydney stay in the plot. I like the addition of Officer Judy. Um, she just gives this weird eccentric performance in this one, especially the fifth one. The kills are brutal. It's probably some of the most brutal in this series, especially for what you would consider Ghostface's type to be. The killer reveals are really satisfying. I really like one of the Culkins is the uh killer, and then the motivation of just internet fame and you know notoriety. I think that's a very timely subject matter, especially almost a decade later, and you have real people that do that just so they can be famous, and so the motivations are timely. And I like a lot of the side characters. Kirby, she's on the thumbnail, but Kirby is just one of my favorite characters, especially in 4 and 6. I'm glad that they decided to leave her fate ambiguous to see if she survived. But yeah, overall, a really solid sequel that comments on reboots and remakes at the time. And it's a testament to how these movies are that, number 4 is still 4 out of 5 stars in my opinion. It's really funny too. I remember when I was rewatching this, I laughed a lot of the jokes. Coming in at number 3, and a movie I watched twice in theaters, once on opening day and then once with a buddy of mine. Scream 6. I think this is the most fun in the franchise. The opening bit with Samara Weaving, I thought was genius. Having your a ghost face be revealed right away, I was like, "Whoa, what are we doing here? This is our ghost face. We're getting ghost face already revealed. Wow, this has implications." But then he gets, killed off. I like how this one tackles the sequel to a legacy sequel. How are you gonna follow that up? Um, I like that scene at the park. I love the subway sequence. The subway sequence is the most tense you'll ever feel just because everyone's wearing a costume. Ghostface could be anywhere. I like how brutal this Ghostface is. He uses a shotgun, and that's a sight to see. Um, the continued relationship of Tara and Sam, I thoroughly enjoyed. The motivations of Ghostface are solid. It's a callback to Scream 2, which I thoroughly liked. I'm glad that they leave Matthew Lillard's fate like speculating. In fact, one of my favorite lines from Scream 7 is that in the very beginning, you can hear them listening to a podcast, and in the background of Scream 2, you can actually see Matthew Lillard in the background. And I like how they're tying in these little continuity things. So, um, I love the ladder sequence between two high-rise apartments. I think that is a very suspenseful sequence. Yeah, overall, one of my favorite movie experiences because I actually didn't know who like the last 2 movies, 5 and 6, I didn't know who Ghostface was gonna be, and so it's nice when they finally reveal the mask and you're like, "Oh crap, it's you." Um, yeah, a really fun sequel. Uh, a very, interesting sequel, though. I do like the fact that, Sam just goes into her instincts, which I think would have led into this new one if they continued, which I think she would have been revealed as Ghostface, but that's just my fan theories. But yeah, Scream 6 at number 3. Number 2 is what I got to do for my 18th birthday. And for my 18th birthday, it came out in the month of my birth, January. Scream 2022 or Scream 5. I've always liked this movie. Since I've seen it in theaters, I've watched it countless times. Um, it is by far my favorite sequel. It has a nice mix of legacy characters and new characters intertwining the two. I don't think a lot of legacy sequels they balance it properly. And so you end up with this mixed bag of, ideas and but this one I think handled it just right. I love the cast. You have Mikey Madison, Mason Gooding, the guy from 13 Reasons Why. I think not Logan Lerman, another dude. Um, you have Jack Quaid, and then you have a returning Courtney Cox as Gale, Sidney Prescott, and Dewey. And by far, the sequence that made me love this movie the most was Dewey's death scene. It is just the most brutal of the franchise because Dewey's my favorite character. And so when we finally lost Dewey, I felt that in my soul, just like Gale did. Um, but yeah, Scream 5, and I love the Ghostface reveals in this. I love that Jack Quaid's the Ghostface in this one, and Mikey Madison, who just won the Oscar last year. So I find it funny that, Ghostface technically has an Oscar. The motivation, toxic fandom is so poignant, especially with this fandom. Um, but yeah, overall Scream 5, I love this movie. I've loved it since I watched it. And so, yeah, but I think by process of elimination, you know what my number one is. So, uh, I'm gonna let you guys guess what possibly number one could be. Oh my gosh, it's impossible to guess. It's gonna be so hard to guess what my number one is. So hard. Is my chat like not working? Oh, it is. Okay. But yeah, number one is the original from 1996. I mean, what more is there to say about this classic? The the opening number is iconic. The last 45 minutes is the best final set piece in movie history. The the killer reveals are great. This is a movie I rewatch a lot. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. The If you pay attention, you notice the little nuances between the characters. Of course, you got a lot of iconic things. You got Ghostface, you got Sidney Prescott. Um, you know, my favorite thing, and people don't notice it, but if you pay attention, Matthew Lillard starts playing with the or Billy's ears at the end of the movie. If you pay attention closely, I love that third act. I just love everything about the original Scream. I think it is a beyond perfect movie. I think the kills are effective enough. You get my favorite character, Dewey Riley, man. What is there more else to say about the original Scream? Killing off Drew Barrymore in the beginning, brutal and effective, especially at the time this came out. I think this was right after Columbine. So, but yeah, overall, the original Scream, there was nothing that was gonna beat it. I mean, you'd have to be a hopefully Scream 8's not bad, but that is my ranking, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a lot of fun. Um, I don't know what the next project is yet. I will keep you guys posted. I think the next project we're doing is I'm trying to remember. I know The Bride, it's already been confirmed 8's coming out. Uh, Especially with the smashing success of 7. I think the next project we have true, I don't think so either, but here we are, 7 movies deep. Ah! I'm trying to think of what our next project is, because I know we got The Bride coming out next this weekend. We also got Hoppers. Ooh, ranking every Pixar movie could be fun, but I haven't watched any of the Pixar movies recently. Trying to think. I might do a lot of reaction wins to the Oscars, so pay attention to that. I'm trying to think here. I don't know. It's very, very hard to tell what my project's at this year because I haven't decided. I've been playing through Resident Evil, so I might do a couple live streams playing Resident Evil. Um, but yeah, just stay tuned. There's a lot more coming this year. Probably a lot more reviews. Um, yeah, but thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good one. I'm gonna check out now. Peace out, guys.